going to show you how to add new items to Datatrak so that they can be sold through point of sale, they can be tracked for reporting, and they can be inventoried. So the first thing we're going to do in Datatrak is we're going to go to the Setup menu, which is in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. From here, we're going to go to the Inventory category, and we're going to choose Catalog Items. When you click on Catalog Items, it's going to bring you to a search screen. This screen here will allow us, using any of these filterable pieces of data, will allow us to search for anything that we have currently in the system. In this case, we want to create something new. So we're going to go again up to the right-hand corner, and this blue Setup link, we're going to click on Setup. I'm so sorry. We're going to click on Create. I'm getting ahead of myself here. We're going to click on this blue Create link. When you click on that, that brings you to this Edit Catalog Item screen. It's got 3 subtabs, and we're just going to work our way through this. So the first section is the General section. We have 2 choices here, Product and Service. We're almost always going to be choosing Product here. Services are things that we need to track. You bought 4 services and you're going to use them one at a time, and we need to track how many you've used and how many you have left. That's for personal training, tennis, those sorts of things. Products are tangible items that we're going to have a physical inventory count for that we want to track. So in this case, we're going to add a product. The catalog is always going to be company, and the name is going to be the best describer of your product. So let's say that the product that I'm adding is a brand new Jason's Vegan Protein. So I'm going to enter my description here. And then the next thing I have to do is I have to create a UPC. There are 2 ways to do this. If the product that you're adding to the system has a scannable barcode on it, you'll want to scan that barcode and use the existing barcode. If it does not have a barcode, you'll need to create a UPC. In this case, let's say that there's no barcode, and so I need to create one. And I'm just going to use Jason's Protein, which I apparently can't spell anytime I try. The next thing we need to do is select a profit center. So the profit centers are pretty self-explanatory. In most cases, what we're going to be adding are going to be in these retail categories down here. We've got accessories. This is for things like hats, gym bags, towels, locks, earbuds, etc. We've got cooler. Cooler would be for anything that is obviously coming out of the cooler. So that's our drinks, our shakes, our water. We've got Europa non-cooler. This is for bars, proteins, chips, jerky, all that other stuff, all that other edible, consumable product that comes from Europa. Then we've got men's apparel and women's apparel. In this case, let's say that we ordered this protein from Europa. So this is going to be retail Europa non-cooler. I do not need to choose a category. You can see there's no asterisk here, so I don't have to choose one. If this is something you want showing up in the point of sale under one of the category buttons, then you would go through here and choose the category that you want that to show up for. We're going to leave that as none because we're going to be using the UPC to ring this up. And then finally, we need button text. Typically, what I do is I copy the name and paste that right into the button text. It's not always going to show the full name depending on how many characters are available, but usually it's enough to tell what's what. We're going to skip this product settings. It's always going to be product type general, and we're going to come down to company club settings. Here's where we enter our price. And we want to change this fixed button right here from no to yes. This will make sure that this product always rings up at this price that we've set. Over here I've got details. We're going to leave all of this for products as is. The only time we would change these details is if we were selling a package of services. So in this case, because we're adding a product, we're going to leave that as is. I need to choose the clubs in which this product is going to be available and move those over to the selected column. Then I need to add taxes. Keep in mind that for anything that's not Europa non-cooler, I'm getting ahead of myself. Any category that's not retail apparel, men's or women's, is going to get both taxes. So we're going to slide both taxes over for this because this is not apparel. If this were apparel, we would only slide over the county tax. There is no state tax on clothing. So in this case, this is all I need to do to create a new item. We do have these other tabs, sub-tabs that I mentioned. We've got the secondary tab. We're not going to change anything about sales commissions because we're not paying sales commissions on products. Miscellaneous, this is all going to remain exactly the same. Usage options is not going to change because these options do not apply to products. So once we've filled out the necessary 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, general, company club settings, clubs, and taxes, we can save. Now when we save this item, it's been added to our inventory. So if I come over here and do a quick search, I'm going to put in Jason's, I'm going to search, and here's the item that I just added. Let's take one more look at this. Now you'll notice over here, one of the items that we left the same under details was stockable yes. This is important because if this is not set to yes, then this product will not show up in our inventory reports and it won't allow us to track inventory. So in this case, we've chosen yes because yes, we want to track the inventory. So once you've done this, you are able now to go to the point of sale and enter this UPC to ring up this product. And if you need to make changes to a product, you would search it the way we just searched for this protein. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind when you're getting products, especially from Europa, always check to see if it's already in the system because the two clubs cannot have unique UPCs in pricing. What that means is if you have a bar with a printed UPC, you can't use that UPC for one item or one price point in Liverpool and another item or price point in DeWitt. They have to match. So in some cases, you'll look something up and you'll say, oh, I see, they already have it over in Liverpool, we just need to add it to DeWitt. In which case, you could just come to this screen and say, well, great, that's already in the system, I don't have to do anything, I'm just going to add it or take it out here. If it's an item that you're no longer going to carry in your club, you can do the same thing. I'm going to say DeWitt's no longer going to carry Jason's protein, I'm going to move that out, click OK, and now the only club that this is going to show up for in point of sale or inventory reports is going to be 8267. All right, I hope that's helpful on how to add products to point of sale and inventory processes in Datatrak.